Hello and welcome to another color scope for people born in March. Yes, I've given these readings a name of their own. Being a sociologist, we always make up new words, and this is mine, color scopes. I'm Dr. Karen, and you're on Karen's Colors. If you've been here before, then you are very, very welcome back. If not, if this is your first time here, well, let's hope that I have something to offer you that will help you through the month of August 2026. For this month, I've decided to look at the Doreen Virtues Ascended Masters. Now, this particular oracle was created by a well-known tarot creator, and I thought that some of the things that she has to say in her Ascended Masters oracle might be a benefit to us. So before we begin anything else, let's do a bit of shuffling, shall we? Now, as you know, I'm still not very good at this, but I am improving through a bit of practice. All right then, let's just choose from the middle in here and this one will do it. So let's get right into the color, shall we? So now let's look for some colors associated with people born in March to see where their August will travel. This is your strength, which is pink on pink. The obstacle you are facing is blue on brown. And the underlying energy that supports this is yellow on green. Pink on pink as your strength. Basically, this suggests that you are an extremely caring, compassionate, and loving person. And you also receive those attributes back. Other people are highly attracted to you, and they're attracted to you because of the caring and compassion that exists within you. The pink underneath, the driver, says, I need to be loved. But how do you find that love? In the real world, you give it out. Now, pink on pink as a strength is also associated with not having much energy. Now, not having much energy sounds like it could be an obstacle, but in fact, for you, it's not. It means that when you need assistance, when you need someone to come and care for you, to look after you, to do things for you, someone will come every single time. As an obstacle, if this was over here, for example, it would mean that there's a potential for illness. But pink as a strength means that you are going into a period where the opposite happens, where you're feeling healthy, you're feeling really, really wonderful. What's the obstacle then that you are facing in August? It's blue over brown. These are colors associated with work. Brown internally as a driver means that you have a number of goals, ambitions. You have a number of things that you want to accomplish. In the real world, because this is the obstacle, however, there are things that you must do. There are jobs, there are responsibilities, there are duties that only be carried out by you. Blue in the real world often says, shut up, get on with the job, do as you're told, don't complain. And in fact, that as an obstacle means that the ambitions that you have, the things that you want to accomplish for yourself, are never actually activated Because in the real world, you've got too many things that you've already got on your plate. There are too many things you already need to do. So whatever goals you want to accomplish, just don't get a look in at all. Now, the underlying energy for the month is yellow on green. Yellow on green is all about movement. It's all about traveling at a great speed, because inside yourself there is a desire for something new. You want to get away from whatever this was here. You want to get away from the fact that there is so much work and a never-ending supply of it. So you're looking for new opportunities, for new ways of looking at life and also accomplishing what you have to accomplish. And in the real world, because you are in a state of great health, there is a sense of happiness around as well. You're feeling as though you are quite content with what's going on in your life, because there are exciting things happening, and that excitement is allowing you to feel refreshed and energized. And between them, the yellow and green form a lime green, which is all about taking a gamble. You're going to find yourself offering yourself an opportunity to be happy. That's the underlying energy. So let's have a look at what colors are missing, because these give us a chance to deal with this issue here. Well, for a start, there's no black or white or red, but you do have yellow, and you have green, and you have blue and brown. There's no orange or grey or purple, but you do have pink, and there is no cyan. So we have here 5 colours that represent the skills that you are going to have activated in August for you. Now, looking firstly at, we just put aside the underlying energy, looking firstly at the strength and weakness, the strength and obstacle. Now, often when we cross the strength and obstacle, we find that whatever it is that you're doing suddenly becomes less easy. And we look at these by crossing over the underlying drivers. And now we have, instead of pink on pink, we have pink on brown, and instead of blue on brown, we have blue on pink. Pink on brown. The goals, the ambitions, the things you want to accomplish, the search for skills that will allow you to be practical in the way that you want to accomplish something, are stymied by the fact that you don't actually have a lot of energy, that you are finding yourself at the beck and call of others, because pink is also a colour that in the real world says, I can't say no. So when someone wants something from you, you find yourself automatically leaning towards that person's needs rather than your own. On the other hand, we also have blue over pink. The drive towards wanting to be cherished and loved and looked after in the real world comes through as, well, nobody else is going to do it. So you have to look after yourself. Now, none of these readings allows for this strength and this obstacle to give you a positive outcome. Here, you can't get done what you want to get done because you don't have the energy, and the ambitions that you have are probably too much. And here, you find yourself stymied in that when you do feel weak and in need of help, in the real world, the only one there is you yourself. So you're the one that has to take on the responsibility of nurturing yourself. What happens when we put in the intervening underlying energy? Well, again, we cross over the drivers. Now, when the underlying energy affects the strength, we end up with pink over green. or yellow over pink. All of this has a positive bent. Your ability to recognize and aim for an alternative to where you are now. In other words, you have opportunities presented to you because you're looking for them. In the real world comes through as they are available. And all you really need to do is grasp them and run. This is the ending of the old life and the creation of a new life. And as such, it enables you to start all over again in a different direction. You're done with whatever it is that you've been dealing with up until now. And now you have the opportunity, the world opens up for you, and you can move in any direction that you choose. Because ultimately, underneath is the choices that you make because of the opportunities that are available to you and the values that you hold. Probably left over from your old life, but certainly those values now allow you to create a new life. As well as that, you have here the need or the desire for love and attention, and you want to show the world that you are compassionate, but you also need some of that yourself. And in the real world, what that leads to is a great deal of happiness. You find yourself being able to discover the joy in life that comes from being a loving, caring, compassionate person. And in the real world, that happiness enables you to learn all about the new life that you are creating for yourself here, the new world that you have discovered. When we add that underlying energy to the obstacle, the reading becomes slightly less desirable. And again, we cross over the underlying drivers. And now we have yellow over brown and we have blue over green. Now, yellow over brown is learning in the real world about the motivations, the actions that you need to take in order to obtain a goal that you have set for yourself. This can be extremely frustrating because the more you learn, the less capable you feel of being able to attain the skills to accomplish the things that you have set yourself to do. As well as that, we have here blue over green. Now, blue and green together make a sort of a turquoisey color. And that turquoise color is about relationships, but this relationship is split. You're looking for new attachments, new directions. In the real world, you're stuck with the old ones. So here we have an inability to find the sort of connections that are necessary in order for you to feel as though you are on top of everything that needs to be done. And at the same time, you're finding that the opportunities that are available to you are not giving you the sort of comfort that you would otherwise have from knowing that you've had a job well done. And part of the issue is involved here in the blue and yellow that occurs here in the real world. Yellow and blue are the teacher combination. Knowledge and the ability to expend that knowledge or to pass it on both exist in the real world. But when we add those two colors together, when we mix them, we end up with green. And while the green as a driver says, I'm looking for new starts, green as split between what you know and what you have to do does not allow you to take advantage of those opportunities. So let's examine now the colors that are missing to see what skills you might like to take on to help with this journey. Well, there's no black, there's no white, there's no red or orange or grey or purple or cyan. These 7 colours represent the skills that you're currently not using. You've probably used them in the past, but right now, in the month of August they don't seem to be very important to you. But if you look at them and determine which is the most appealing of those 7, and then which is the least appealing, and add them into your life, they will influence this underlying energy to the extent that the vulnerability and the comfort that you're finding here in this pink will be enhanced. And at the same time, the drudgery that is represented by the blue and brown over here as the obstacle will be reduced. So what are they? Well, black's all about taking time out, withdrawing, giving yourself the space, both mentally and physically, to recuperate from whatever it is that has caused this sort of picture to emerge in your life. White is openness. It's allowing experiences of all types to come towards you, to allow your curiosity to lead you in directions that you've probably never tried before. Red is about gathering energy. You don't have a lot of energy here. Pink is dissipated red. Here, it's re-energizing yourself. But also, it is asking you to be charged with the sort of passions that enable you to make good decisions. Orange is all about survival skills. Do you have the courage, the competence, the ability to stand up and be counted, to face off any type of drama or trauma that might be heading your way and come out triumphant? Grey is finding yourself treading the fine line between black and white. It's finding yourself compromising between the different competing activities, competing demands, the competing ideas that are engendered by your everyday life. How do you maintain balance? Purple is about healing. It's also about destruction. In order to heal a wound, you first have to rip off the nasty scab that's keeping the infection underneath in place. Purple is about destruction and creation. And as such, it allows you to use your imagination to come up with new concepts, new ideas, new ways of dealing with life. And then we have cyan. Cyan is bliss and harmony and contentment and being connected. We had some connection issues here, relationships that were split. Cyan offers a healing of that split, allows you to find the sort of connections that you need, whether that be simply in the way that you think or whether it be actual physical people in your life. Let's have a look at what the oracle has to offer you. This is Horus. You are seeing the situation accurately. You can't fool a baby. Pink is ultimately baby energy, and babies see life exactly as it is, and so too do you. What choices are you going to make here to enhance that ability? Well, it certainly seems like August is going to be a rather transformative month for a lot of us. Maybe your month will be a little less challenging than the reading might suggest. But on the other hand, maybe challenge is exactly what you need at this time in order to help yourself out of the doldrums that have pretty much afflicted us for most of the year. So until I see you again in September for the next Colorscopes, may the colours of your life lead you in a direction that is for your own higher good. Catch you next time. Bye.